The terms situated learning and communities of practice may be new, but odds are you have witnessed or participated in collective learning throughout your lives. Through Jean Lave and Etienne Wenger's observations of apprenticeship, this theory of learning through practice and experience was developed. Using our infograph depicted here, we will break down some communities of practice that you may already be familiar with, and further define what a community of practice looks like to give you a better understanding of what we are discussing. But before we discuss our examples, let's break down our infographic image to create a better understanding of how communities of practice are developed. As you can see from the top, communities of practice begin with groups of individuals coming together spontaneously under a common purpose or joint enterprise. From their common purpose, they build trust within the group in order to create tacit or implicit knowledge. This sharing of knowledge allows them to create a shared practice, which in turn creates collective intelligence. From collective intelligence comes the implicitly held knowledge of all group members. Communities of practice are continually working to solve problems and improve upon their craft through the sharing of knowledge, and therefore further developing their practice. Now let's see some examples of real-life communities of practice, which helps us articulate this term. Our first example of a community of practice is from the website visualizing.org. Visualizing.org is a community of designers, educators, students, and organizations, and folks from the general public who come together to make sense of current issues through data and design. The members of this community of practice work to share knowledge of their data, facilitate a discussion, and attempt to make sense of it all. Their common goal and purpose is actualized and transformed into implicit knowledge through the creating, sharing, and discussion of their visualizations of data. Visualizing.org hosts various competitions and design marathons throughout the year to bring people who have only interacted virtually together physically. Working in groups, they share ideas and work on visually actualizing complex issues that affect the environment, education, agriculture, and the world. Our next example of a community of practice comes from the Open Source Initiative. Perhaps you're familiar with OpenOffice, Linux, or Mozilla. These were all created within the OSI community of practice. Although governed by a board, the OSI was founded by members of the computer science and programming community to provide free, redistributable, and editable applications to the public. They encourage their users, novices and experts alike, to use their products and edit them in order to make them better. The most fundamental principle of the OSI is what they call the open source standard. This standard ensures that any program or application created adheres to the philosophy and purpose of their organization. It also builds trust among its members and builds upon the collective knowledge shared by the contributors. Some of the guiding principles within this standard include free redistribution, that their creations do not discriminate against any persons or group, that their creations maintain the integrity of the author's work, and that the license may be technology neutral. Members of this community of practice work together to not only create source code for redistribution, but to advocate for free, collaborative, integrity-driven programs and applications. Let's revisit our infographic and discuss what it means to develop a community of practice within a university setting. Bringing communities together in the university system, communities of practice effectively allow universities to provide open forums to faculty, staff, and students in a number of helpful areas, such as technical assistance, study groups, online webinars, and instant messaging. Communities of practice may be experienced in a variety of ways. For example, tutorials, help forums, Second Life, course web pages, or blogs. Communities of practice may be informally developed by students with common research or recreational interests, required group projects, or by those who have special needs. Next, we'll see two examples of academic communities of practice taking place at San Francisco State University, through their Health Equity Institute for Research, Practice, and Policy, and SFSU's Do It program through their Department of Information Technology. In this example of university forums, the common practice or theme is community health awareness and activism. The community of practice is comprised of educators, health practitioners, policymakers, and community stakeholders. They are charged with a common agenda of creating trust in the community they serve, which includes San Francisco State University students, faculty, and staff, in hopes of offering the following: to support and inform community efforts to address health equity issues, to strengthen capacity of community organizations to partner in health equity research and practice, to translate scientific findings and information for community use, and to improve diversity in research participation. Their shared knowledge allows them to perform tasks within the university system and create online information tools for researchers and advocates alike. The shared practice is developed by exhibiting everyone's personal involvement in the group and highlighting their commitment via the online dialogue vehicle. Collective intelligence is gathered and grown through sharing research, debating, and learning about the various groups that will experience and benefit from this community research. Implicitly held knowledge of the collection of practitioners is furthering the core mission of the group, which is to understand and address critical health equity issues, and then disseminated to the San Francisco State and global healthcare community. The end result is that all individuals continue to grow expertise in their particular area of interest and benefit from sharing knowledge with local and global communities in an organized, safe, and enriching way. The common practice for our last example, San Francisco State University's Do It program, is more organized than your typical community of practice. The infrastructure and language create a sense that the Do It program is developing university programs that are potentially connecting all groups interested in facilitating online educational supplementation or curriculum at San Francisco State. The shared tacit knowledge comes through as each professional involved in technical development, maintenance, management, and operations come together to design a working program that will assist all users within university technologies. The shared practice is evidenced in the communication and collaboration portion of their mission, which includes self-service, collaboration and communication, and support. This aspect of their project promises to unite individuals who instruct and attend the university for the greater good. Collective intelligence is won by each individual member learning to the best of his or her ability to master the craft of online learning formats and integrating this information, news, and instruction with that of other contributing members, and in turn, sharing the results with the greater community. These examples of community members coming together with the common purpose and with a diversity of knowledge and experience all actualize and define Lave and Wenger's term, communities of practice. This is achieved through their ongoing practice, the sharing of knowledge, creating common goals, and transferring that knowledge into something greater. Whether it be in providing free software, programs, and applications to users, attempting to understand world issues through data and design, creating a dialogue and informing communities of health equity issues and research, or creating a better online learning environment, these communities of practice perpetuate the learning cycle and give an opportunity for both novices and experts to come together and share and grow their passion. We hope that these examples have helped you in your understanding of community of practice. Thanks for listening.